Hi, Christina. Thank you for joining me here today to talk about the tax ramifications of having a household employee. Who would be considered a household employee?
A household employee is any individual who performs work and can be classified as an employee because you control their duties. So, for example, a gardener, a nanny, a home health care aide, a housekeeper. So all of those would be household employees. And note that this is different than if you hire a service and have someone perform these same duties. So that would be a case where you would have an independent contractor and they are not your employee. And if you're uncertain, because the classification between employee and independent contractor is kind of a gray area, so you should contact your accountant.
Thank you. And what are my responsibilities of having a household employee?
Once you start paying someone over $2,100 in 2018, then you are responsible for withholding Social Security and Medicare taxes, as well as paying your portion of those taxes as the employer. And with the withholding of those, you also have a filing requirement to provide the employee with a W-2 at the end of the year, and you have to file a Form W-3.
Are there other filing requirements that I should be aware of?
Yes, when you prepare your Form 1040, you're going to also prepare an additional form, a Schedule H, and it's at that time that you actually report the wages and the withholding. You're going to calculate the federal unemployment taxes, and then with the filing of your return, you actually remit those taxes. If you have opted to withhold federal withholding, which is optional, you would also report and remit those at the same time. States are different, and every state is going to have a different requirement. But for New York, those withholdings would be reported on a quarterly basis and remitted at that time.
Should I have workers' compensation insurance and disability insurance?
If you have someone who's working for you more than 40 hours in a week, or who is actually living in the home, then yes, you do. Otherwise, you do not.
And should I hire a professional, or is it possible for me to complete my own payroll tax returns?
I would recommend hiring a professional. In the case of employment taxes, it's not your money that you're dealing with, so I would highly recommend that you make sure that the reporting and remittance of those funds is done correctly.
Thanks, Christina. Good advice. If you have any questions, please feel free to give our office a call.